Hello, a very good evening to all of you. Today we are going to discuss a question. It's an idea generation question where you have to analyze the cause of a problem and suggest a solution for that. We are going to analyze the situation. We are going to state the causes and we are going to suggest the solutions for the same. Now, let us move forward and go ahead with the question. What we have here, we have got these questions twice in our previous exams. Let us go with the question. Bullying is a big problem in many schools. What do you think are the causes of this, and what solutions can you suggest? Okay, so we are going ahead with this particular statement part here. First of all, bullying is a big problem in many schools. Now, we have bullying as a big issue in many of the schools across the world. We are going to assess how does this happen, what factors attribute to this particular issue, and what possible solutions are there for this. And this is what the question is. Now let us go ahead and see the introduction of this particular question. Many schools are seen facing challenges to tackle bullying among their students. So this particular sentence here in the first sentence of the introduction gives you an idea about the topic. The idea is exactly there at the top of the question here. Bullying is a big problem in many schools. This is reproduced here. It's paraphrased there. We are not done anything serious there. We have the thing. Bullying is a big problem in many schools. It is rephrased. Many schools are seen facing challenges to tackle bullying among their students. That's it. Now we have two questions to answer again. The major factor, what do you think are the causes of this? If you have just one cause, you can say what is that cause. If you have multiple causes, you can say there are multiple causes. There are two causes, there are three causes. And if you have just one cause, I have said we don't have many causes there. We do have only one cause there. So the major factor which attributes to this is a favorable situation, and the problem cannot be addressed as easily as one thinks. Now, we have got the answer for both the question. We have question number one, what do you think are the causes of this? The major factor which attributes to this is a favorable situation. So a favorable situation for bullying is the major cause of bullying. It's quite interesting. Whenever you get a favorable situation, you go ahead for bullying. If not, no, this is what this is the main problem. This is the main cause of bullying. If we don't have a favorable situation of bullying, it doesn't happen. So this is what we are going to prove in this essay. And what solution can you suggest? The problem cannot be addressed as easily as one thinks. So you don't have a possible solution right now. We do have, we can suggest some of the solutions which can act or which can reduce the intensity of the problem. So we cannot say that this will be solving the problem immediately. It's very hard. It's not easy to address the problem. It's not quite easy to address the problem. It's very difficult to address, but we have to see the suggestions. We can see the suggestions at the end. So we are going to explain these two parts in the coming paragraphs. The only tangible factor, now we have to see. Yes. Now mark the first sentence there. The only tangible factor behind this unacceptable behavior is the favorable circumstances. This is the paragraph heading, and this paragraph heading is to be explained in the coming sentences. If you have examples, you can give examples. You can explain in any way. You don't have a specific format. So many of my students, they go with a specific format. Okay, I will be going ahead with this template. Okay, so I do have a framework, so I will be fitting the words into the framework. It's quite not flexible, I should say that. Yeah, yes, if you are quite confident in doing that, go ahead. But I am not too flexible with my ideas are a little bit different, so I cannot fix my ideas within this framework. So I have to just place my point on top of the paragraph. That's what I have placed here, and I can explain that particular sentence in my own manner, and that's what the question says. So you have to be in the format. Actually, I have to say that it's a 3-paragraph format here, and it's almost equal here. No problem. But if you go with some templates, some connectives and all these things, I have to adjust with those templates. So I have to compromise my own ideas. I don't recommend that. If I have an idea, and if I have some expressions to express in my own words, I have to be flexible in my explanation. So that's what we have done here. So I have given 2 sentences like that. There may be students who are extremely obese or lean in a school. There may be underperformers and students with physical deformities. When these students are minorities at schools, the majority is more likely to start bullying at them. So this is the situation. So how bullying starts? Bullying, we should have a causative factor. So most of the schools, they do have obese students, they do have extremely lean students, they do have students with some sorts of handicaps. So for example, squint eye, or some sort of limb. These are some of the triggering factors for for students to bully. So when you see some of these when these obese students are minorities, the majority starts bullying at them. That's a situation. So it's a favorable situation for them. And this situation cannot be reversed because we are in a group. We do have obese students, we do have lean students. We have to integrate together. So that's what we have said. It's not possible easily to tackle this issue. Now, however, Unless and until they get support from the rest of the group, bullying would subside naturally. And the majority, they starts bullying. And those who initiate the bullying, if they're not getting enough support from the group, from others in the group, then it doesn't matter. Bullying will subside by its own. And this is what we have said in the first paragraph. Now, we have the second paragraph, the first line. Again, the title is given there. Apart from this, when school management, class heads, and teachers are lax observers, a favorable atmosphere for bullying is created. So we do have a favorable atmosphere for bullying, and this is created when the school management, class heads, teachers are lax observers. They are not keen observers. They are not supervising the students properly. So this is a favorable situation for the people who bully. To be clear, when students are left unsupervised for a longer time at school, or they are not engaged in activities, many such incidents are reported. So many of such incidents are reported when they are left unsupervised, or when they are not engaged in some sorts of academic or non-academic activities. This is a golden opportunity for those who bully. Those who bully others take this as a golden opportunity and would make other students feel that bullying is an entertaining activity. So this is what happens. So you take this as a golden opportunity and make others think that bullying is just an entertainment or a recreational activity here at school. And this is what the situation is. We do have two paragraphs. In these two paragraphs, we were discussing the cause. The main cause is the favorable situation, how the favorable situations are created for bullying. So at schools, we do have favorable situations when there are minority of the students who have some of the problems, when students are unattended, when students are not engaged in some activities. These are golden opportunities for them for bullying. Now, let's go ahead and see the third paragraph. This is a solution paragraph, so I have to make it a different color. Yes. It has to be understood that the solution for this issue is farther than what is expected. If you see that the solution is somewhere near, you are mistaken. The solution is extremely far from where you are. This is because the psychological status of each student is difficult to be assessed. Now, we do have to assess the psychological status of each student at every developmental stage, and this is not easily possible for the school authorities. That's what we are telling, that this is not easily solvable. On top of that, school children are at the stage of faster development, and even if they are monitored closely, certain behavioral issues remain invisible. Now, they are at the stage of development, faster development, because at school is the place where these children grow up physically, emotionally, and intellectually. So you have a faster pace of development. And even if we are observing the students closely, there may be chances. some of the behavioral issues will remain invisible to those who observe. However, a better suggestion is increasing the number of school health nurses and the inclusion of behavioral therapists at schools. So you have to include behavioral therapists at schools, counselors, behavioral therapists, school health nurse. These types of assistance can be given. And this is a better suggestion to reduce the problem, the intensity of the problem. And that's what we have concluded. To conclude, it is clear that a favorable atmosphere for bullying at schools is the root cause of this issue. So what is the root cause of this issue is the favorable atmosphere for bullying. Even though there are no immediate solutions for this, it can be mitigated by enhancing the monitoring and taking timely actions. We have to monitor the students in a good manner for any incidents of bullying reported or any chances of probable bullying. So we have to seek the possibility of that and take timely actions in order to prevent further damage such as emotional hurts. And the consequences of bullying are most common consequence of bullying is dropouts. Sometimes the students, they go to depression, they go to suicide. There are cases. So we have to identify these things early with the help of these medical professionals and counselors, and we have to take appropriate timely actions, and that's what we have to suggest here. And that is the end of the explanation here. So we have three paragraphs essay, and we have a total word count of 287 words. Thank you.